You stole my earrings.
I need Coke for my party this weekend. Can you hook that up for me?
Coke for earrings.
That's fair.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Real Night. Today we are hopping back into Dexter Original Sin with episode number 3. Last time we witnessed Dexter kind of integrating into his new position as the intern there, kind of seeing the dynamics, how things are going to be kind of playing out, how his attitude has kind of shifted, something Harry was really noticing throughout that episode, like how kind of happy Dexter was. Deb noticed it too, but the urge is still there, the dark passenger is still there, and it is rising up again. And he has a new target, one of these unsolved cases. We also have a situation with a judge who's missing a child. They're cutting off fingers, whole kidnapping situation. And that's kind of the main thing that the department is dealing with. Deb, of course, is dealing with that emotional heartache and turmoil with Harry not really being there for her and being like present for her, just because his time is so caught up in the job, but also with Dexter and trying to deal with him. And of course Deb knows nothing about that situation. So the earrings were also given to her friend, and Dexter is probably going to realize that at some point if they have like some kind of interaction. We'll see. Let's roll it. Like there were some missing persons reports there in the background of the coffee thing. I'll keep an eye on that.
This heinous act.
Interesting. So we switched from the white background to the black.
It is an attack on the entire city of Miami.
So like, are they ransoming or are they just like doing this? What's the point behind this?
A Butterfinger in a box. It should have excited me. But a child's finger.
Have there been any demands from whoever did this?
Yeah, that's my question. Maybe they're not telling them something, you know? Why would they keep stuff from them unless it's like some sort of illicit dealing or something like that?
And we will bring this perpetrator to justice, to the individual responsible.
I mean, the mother looks potentially Colombian, maybe some kind of family thing.
Have to make playoff captain. Mm-hmm. That would basically seal my scholarship.
What's going on here?
If that's your competition, it's really...
Oh. You can get some High School Musical action, Dexter edition.
She's having a pool party this week. Should we crash? Fuck that. I ain't kissing the ring. Slash a movie night at my place instead? Hells yeah.
Yeah, the acting. I'm just being honest here. Like I don't know, it's kind of flat to me.
How in the hell are you gonna score Coke? Fuck if I know.
La Guerta, maybe. Gotta be. It's gotta be.
Gotta be. Again, I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker.
Detective Batista. Angel.
I wonder if we're gonna get to see Dokes too.
Detective Maria Laguerta. I work here now, and I don't fraternize with colleagues.
Oh.
There she is. The woman of the hour. Miami Metro has let a number of homicide cases slip through the cracks. They're known internally as NHIs. No
Right.
human involved.
Playing the media from the start. Just classic LaGuardia.
So did you forget your little Crusader cape in the car?
With a solve rate of 18%, you can't really be talking, bro. You can't really be talking.
Pretty sick bastard threw that thing to a kid.
It's like the real information being kept from the public too, keeping it in the family.
Our kids play Little League together. Keep an eye on the new detective. She's a climber.
She is.
Tony Ferrer.
Is he wearing eyeliner?
Rule number 2 of the code. Never kill an innocent.
Right, yeah. I don't think we've gotten like the full code ever. So I wonder if we're going to be exploring that. Maybe I'm just blanking on it, but yeah, I don't think we have. But we always revisit rule number 1. Always.
I lie. Tomorrow.
Honey, I'm home.
I wonder if he's going to use that in the kill. But that is something of a loose end if you have that in your office where you do all your business, A bird could hear and say and repeat any number of things.
Tony was a man who loved to keep people indebted to him. Years of payments, no end in sight.
The Polaroid. Is this what began the pictures? I know in one of the tapes Harry was talking about how Dexter told him about hanging up the pictures. Of course, we didn't get that for the first kill.
Luis died of sepsis from 2 untreated broken legs.
The old computer system, old OS. Is that like DOS or something?
Hey, you wanna know where I could score a fake ID?
$20.
That was easy. Masuka's into all kind of stuff when he was younger. Mellowed out with age.
Congratulations, Patrick. You're 24.
Patrick Bateman. So that's who he used. That's the alias he used to get the M99. That's from the original intro.
I'm gonna change. I smell like ass.
She has the earrings on.
Here, you're a cop now.
An intern in forensic pathology.
She's gonna mistake that.
You like?
Very much. You stole my earrings.
What are you gonna do with them anyway? I need Coke for my party this weekend. Can you hook that up for me?
Coke for earrings.
That's fair. Was he talking about me?
You would have thought she would be able to hear through the door. I mean, she was right there. Not like it was even closed.
Pizza, movies, nothing crazy.
Oh, sounds great. Sure.
Totally mistaken, but it's pretty funny.
I noticed you and Sophia admiring each other.
No, I did that Chris Hansen edit, but I don't. They might be 18 at this point. Still.
He's wearing my earrings. Nurse Mary's earrings.
What is the first goddamn rule of the code? Don't get caught.
But, you know, I'm just kind of like interested in how that would really lead back to him. I get it's suspicious him having them and stuff like that, and, you know, where did he get them? But at the end of the day, they are just kind of earrings. Maybe they have her prints on them, but they've gone through so much handling
They're
at
trophies.
this point that...
That's sick.
Yeah, it's really just the concept.
You get those earrings back, and you get rid of them. We have a list of high-end buyers we want to take down. You'll be selling to them, so...
Very interesting to see this background. I like it.
The farther and faster you get us to the top of it, to Estrada, to be exact, the sooner this city is safe from animals just like him.
I have never seen this before. What is this? I think I have seen those, like, I don't know what they're called, but...
The sport is called high lie, and it's sometimes referred to as the fastest sport in the world. The hand instruments used are called cesta.
I know he mentioned the name of it.
Killer game.
Play?
I wish. Spectator only.
It's hilarious how smooth Dexter can always be when he's talking to a killer, you know?
How much you need?
All right. I need 300.
Let's make it an even 500, huh? Identification, please. Hope you get that job, Mr. Bateman.
Yep, I knew it was Patrick Bateman. I wonder if Jeff Lindsay took a lot of inspiration from American Psycho. I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Going on double dates together? My brother and my bestie? Of course, I'll have to
Who is
bag a
she
boyfriend
dating?
of my own first.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, how would you have a double date without the double?
The math, noise, mathing, Debbie.
Her birthstone. I'm a Sag, which means I'm passionate and free-spirited and I don't mince words. Fuck you. Turquoise.
So she's still focused on university. Got her on the cop path. Maybe it was Harry's death? I don't remember.
You said you'd help me buy Coke? Real Coke, not pawn off some fake shit.
Technically, I said I'd help you.
Yeah, if it has the same effects, then...
Friends think it's Coke. It's Coke. Caffeine boost and benzocaine, same effect.
I just finished entering the cold case files into the electronic database.
You are fast. Would have taken me 3 days to enter all that data.
Took a computer night course. Changed with the times to become obsolete.
You gotta give it to Maria. She is very, you know, she's efficient. She's good at what she does, you know. I don't always agree with some of her methods, but for the most part, you know.
I heard you came over from El Barrio. Rough, hell of a training ground.
Yep. Did 8 years as a uni, last 2 years detective. Narcotics. But the cases on the top of that board all have one thing in common. The victims are white. If a black boy was kidnapped in Little Haiti.
Oh yeah, like it's all definitely like connection based.
A dead drug user might not be breaking news.
Just like the captain was saying earlier, you know, he has a personal connection to the whole thing because their children played together. And we still got that in the original series. And of course, it happens in real life.
Re-up with your regular guy, Alfredo. He starts getting nosy about the booming business.
Took Joe twice as long to move half as much.
I'm more agile without the dead weight. I'll take 3 times my usual.
His partner's just sitting in the corner just like, what's going on?
Learning when to take your shot and when to miss was always something I was good at.
Yeah, showing that he's just like giving the money away pretty much.
Outside.
So he does have that martial arts training too. He was doing that in college.
Please, just one more day. I won't screw around. Just don't hurt me.
The little smirk.
I'll shoot you in the eye.
I will. I swear.
He always was good at flipping that little victim switch. Or normal guy switch when it's not a real life situation, you know. He is like a parrot in that way. Gonna be a match for the one found in the case. I guess he's just like reconfirming what Batista told him already.
I think your magnification might be off. Here. Try now. Perfect match.
Both bullets were fired by the same gun.
Well done. Glad you're Team Miami Metro. Just don't ask me for a raise.
Are we gonna finally be handling money? Like, we know he's making like $450. Maybe we should keep track of that this time around. Because we just like completely ignored that in the original series.
The code had been satisfied. Tony deserved to die.
He fired a warning shot at Renee. The bullet went through the wall and killed his mother.
Okay, so he's still keeping Harry in the loop. I figured he might be like trying to just like go on his own, you know.
One wrong move, it all falls apart. You ruin your life, your sister's, mine. You spend the rest of your days in prison, if you're lucky.
Oh, he is extremely lucky.
And this is who I am. Who I need to be.
Do everything the way we practiced. No shortcuts. And no fucking trophies.
I wonder when he picks up the slides. We know he took a piece of glass from the first crime scene he went to. I thought that would be kind of like the catalyst for him to get that idea, I guess.
Gotta keep our eyes on the prize, Hector Estrada. What the fuck?
Might be Hector himself. Yeah, we know there's no real happy ending for this.
Yep. All right, don't let him get away. Come on. Go, 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 go.
But yeah, very apt naming, you know. Miami Vice. This is like a classic scenario. And I always loved like the vibe of like the 70s era. The style of car, the clothing style, just really lends to this type of situation, you know?
How the fuck did you escape?
Or are they heading to the shipyard?
Pigs love a damsel in distress. Mom of 2, punching bag to a junkie ex-con.
Yeah, we're heading for the shipyards. Are they gonna flip it around though? It's like they would have to either, maybe they already got her kids there.
I could move even more if you'd stop rationing it out.
Go.
All right, go, go, go!
Shit!
A misdirect, maybe, for us. Who know?
Yeah, it's your,
Birthstone! How did you know? Give these back to Dad.
He needs to destroy him, but yeah, of course he's not.
Are you ladies ready to party? Woo! That's some pure shit!
Good looking out for your friends, Morgan.
Yeah, good looking out for him.
Gotta go.
Take out the trash.
Right, is that what you do? You take out the trash?
Thought might have crossed my mind.
Dex!
No.
Running off? I didn't even get to thank you.
Is this his first kiss? I think so.
God, you are so fucking sexy.
Yeah.
Dexter, man. I mean, she didn't take it bad. She didn't take it bad. She might be doing a little projecting, too. This kid might even get, like, an infection or something, you know? In that hand if it was left untreated. Unless they, like, knocked him out or something and treated it.
Please, I want to...
Bobby, I know. I don't care. She's been gone too long. I want you to put out a bolo. Yeah. Scratch.
There she is.
Oh, God.
And they're getting closer and closer.
I'm sorry about Joe. I didn't know that he put his hands on you.
It was bullshit.
Good bluff. Laura seems to be a natural at this.
Babysitter's with them for another hour.
I think we should go.
Honey, I'm home.
Honey. Is that the name of the parrot? Honey, let it out.
How the fuck did you get out?
Yeah, like what did... Not using M99 here. This might be the situation that pushed him to get that. It's gonna do with the narc bird. Let it out. I don't know, parrots flying around Miami?
Find yourself a new home, honey.
Okay, so that is his name. Doesn't have any gloves on though. Oh, with the ball thing. He's gonna take his head off.
Let's talk about the people you hurt. The ones you sucked dry.
Pause.
Luis.
There doesn't really seem to be like too much plastic or anything around though, so I don't think he's gonna like kill him right now. It'd be a lot of cleanup.
There were some people I had to deal with. But what was I gonna do? Let them spit in my face.
Oh, the cheek cut. I speculated about that, I think, early on.
Help!
Now, this is more like it for sure. More plastic. But I can't really remember what brought that on. Maybe we'll get an explanation here, though. I'm sure we will.
Look, I gave those people an opportunity. A chance at the American dream. And what did? They piss it away. On drugs, booze, gambling. Because they're weak. Spineless. Oh, shit.
He still has his shoes on. Dexter, great sense of humor. At least when it comes to this stuff. Like I was saying earlier, like, he can act like a normal person. He can be comical, you know. Whenever it's involving somebody that's, you know, a killer.
I've got an edge that money can't scratch.
No.
No face shield or anything. I mean, you always get these kind of like ethereal bits after Dexter kills, at least from what we've seen so far, and from what I remember. Maybe just signifying the feeling it gives him. The ring.
It was a strange feeling after my second kill, like sitting in the gap between who I was and who I was becoming.
The earrings and the ring. They just highlighted the ring. I'm sure that wasn't accidental. Yeah, I think there's something to that.
Debt paid.
So the earrings, huh?
Looks a little hungover. Okay, another good episode. As far as I'm concerned, like, they haven't really missed so far as these episodes have gone. I've enjoyed them a lot, you know. I think the casting has been very good. We got Maria. Speaking of the casting, we got Maria this episode. I was kind of speculating whether or not she would come in, I think, episode 1. But we got her here, and it's good to see her back. Early on in Dexter, I mean, for those of you who have watched my reactions up until this point, you know, but I really was not a fan of Maria season 1, particularly her relationship with Deb, how she was like treating her in that way. And it's interesting that we're getting this kind of perspective on her now, seeing her interact with Harry, because that was kind of like what Maria was talking about with Deb, you know. And it's very interesting. You can kind of get more of an understanding of Maria's perspective in season 1 when she's interacting with Deb, now that you see her and Harry interacting here. Because like her main thing was like, she didn't care who Deb was, and she didn't want Deb to get like special treatment because of who Harry was, you know, because of who her father was. You know, without this context, I'm sure, you know, people can feel for her and whatnot and see Maria's perspective. But in season 1 issues, you know, Maria's just kind of painted as this person that's kind of antagonistic towards Deb. But it's going to be interesting to explore her interactions with Harry a little bit more here. That was really my main issue with Maria, and then like the underhanded nature of some of the things that she would do, specifically like season 2, like orchestrating that whole situation with Bertrand and Esme to re-cement her position as lieutenant, made me like really dislike her a lot. But she kind of, after that, there wasn't too much that she did that I really disliked, and she just kind of grew as the seasons went on. And of course, the season where she went out, of course, was Maria kind of at her best. Like we've gotten little hints here and there throughout some of the seasons of her kind of being, I guess, who we're going to see here in Original Sin, but being like that detective, that the one to ask questions, to not take things at face value, to not ignore details. There was the whole situation with her in season 1. The whole reason she was able to like figure stuff out with Neil Perry was because of the thing that he dropped about Dokes, right? And her getting her position because of that situation with Dokes. So speaking of which, I hope we do see Dokes, and I hope the actor that they get to portray Dokes' character does as good a job, or pays homage to the character at least as well as Eric King did, because that is the whole situation that we could potentially see from them. That whole scenario where she was in the right place at the right time to get the arrest and make the news and stuff like that. So, but I'm excited to see what she has to offer here. Her efficiency, her proficiency with the job that she does is undeniable. Like she's definitely a good investigator, and she asks questions. She does the job well, but she also plays those political games, which I can understand why she would feel the need to do that. Specifically in this scenario, and I think we're going to keep circling around to this. I mentioned it with Tanya, but the need to kind of present a more aggressive, more assertive front in this like heavily male-dominated space, right? I can understand that perspective. So her utilizing those political games, like doing all those maneuvers to get herself hired and put herself in this position, something that she might not have necessarily been able to do if she hadn't done that, I can understand. She is right. There is, at least in the context of this show, and of course in real life it does happen too, a lot of it is political. So her ability to play those political games is playing into her favor, of course. We also got some more exposition with Harry and Laura. I'm liking that angle. Classic Vice type of vibes there, 70s. They are growing closer and closer together. We obviously know what happens to a certain extent with them, but I'm also kind of looking for more Doris, because that's something that we really neglected in the original series, in my opinion. Laura and Harry getting together would have had to happen before Deb was born, because Deb is younger than Dexter. Maybe they glazed over them conceiving, but last we left off, Doris and Harry were having trouble like conceiving a child, right? And that was really eating up Doris. So maybe we're going to see them celebrating that conception, maybe not, depending on how long this timeline is, where we are in the story, because it seems kind of close. Because Dexter, from what we've seen, like he looks around the age where the shipping container situation happened, and they teased it in this episode too, so that's a whole situation. So yeah, I'm not really sure that timeline. I really hope they don't neglect Doris too much. I would love to see a little bit more of her, just for background's sake. I know it's not necessarily super important to the story, but I think it would add a little bit more. As far as Dexter goes, it is very interesting to see like the progression that we're getting for him, what he's changing, how he's slowly building up to who we met in season 1. The cheat cut specifically, he didn't necessarily pay too much attention to it. It didn't seem like in this episode. Got a little hint of it here, but he's still not completely there yet. He's not doing the M99. He's not doing the face shield, the whole 9 yards with the gear, the kill gear and stuff like that. So he's slowly building towards that, and I just wonder how many kills we're going to get before we get there. He is Patrick Bateman now, of course, so he has that ironed out, and that actually makes season 1's discovery, or potential discovery. Masuka at some point was looking into M99, and he had an email sent to him that Dexter had to like intercept and like erase Patrick Bateman. That was the first mention of Patrick Bateman. But seeing as Masuka is the one that made Dexter the fake ID in the first place, that kind of makes that situation even more kind of tense, you know? It's just a nice little detail. But anyway, back to Dexter. He was keeping stuff from Harry, which is what I expected him to do to a certain extent. He went to him for that final approval, which did kind of catch me off guard a little bit, but it does make sense, you know, he wouldn't just go flying off the rails once he got that first kill. He would still be trying to be true to what Harry taught him, be true to Harry in general, and not stray too far from that. I think a scenario in which Harry was extremely adamant about stopping Dexter, like not allowing him to do things, would be a scenario where Dexter would just completely like go out on his own and like not even inform Harry about what he's doing or anything like that. So Tanya, she seems to be very, I'm getting like mixed signals from her. There might be like nothing there. Like, please tell me I'm not crazy. Like, does anybody else sense any kind of like tension between them? But she's also like around, like beyond all that. She's also like around in everything. So like if Dexter starts to use all this forensic equipment and stuff like that, she might take it as being very inquisitive, trying to learn new things. Like she said here, that's like how she was when she was younger. So she might take it as that. But there's potential complications that could happen there. And we know that Tanya wasn't necessarily in the original series, to my recollection. Let me know if she was. If it's spoilers, don't let me know, but I don't remember a Tanya. And also, like, finally, the whole ring, one earrings, and also severed limb with the ring on it, an identifier. Potentially on his DNA's on there. I don't know if he cleaned up after himself after that scuffle. And also, side note to leave us off on, I do like their incorporation of like the older technology. I think they've been doing a good job with that, with the props, the technology itself. It really brings you back into that time, and I think that's something they've done a great job with so far. It's just like the atmosphere of it, the feeling of it. It's there, you know, and it's not something that we got, in my opinion, not something that we really got in New Blood. New Blood just felt so stereotypical, so like sterile in a way, very bland, in my opinion. But we are back in business with this. Hopefully Resurrection follows this same trajectory as far as storytelling, visuals, being true to characters. And if it is, I'm looking forward to it. But that is going to end us off for this one. If you all enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and leave a comment down below. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all on the next one.